Hi everyone, my name is Danielle and welcome to another episode of Board Game Bakes. This week we're going to focus on Shifting Stones, which is produced by Gamewright Games, and they are nice enough to send me this copy for the game review video. Yeah, this is a really fun game that is easy to teach people who aren't really super into gaming. In the game you have these nice tangible tiles, and they're double-sided. You have to flip them over and rearrange them in the game to have it match the pattern on your card. So we're also in fall, which to me means fall flavors. So we're going to do a pumpkin spice cookie that's double-sided and decorated on both sides with royal icing. We've got a lot of work to do. Let's get started. It's fall with beautiful leaves and tastes. Let's get started with our pumpkin spice rollout cookies. Combine a half cup granulated sugar, a half cup packed brown sugar, and 2 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature. Beat until combined but not overly creamy so that you don't incorporate too much air, which could make it spread out later. Take a quarter of a cup of pumpkin and scoop it onto a double layer paper towel. Squish it and fill up that whole paper towel with water so you get out as much water as possible. Add your pumpkin, 1 egg, and a half teaspoon of vanilla extract, stirring between each addition. In a separate bowl, combine your dry ingredients, which include 2.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon allspice, a 1/4 teaspoon ground ginger, a half teaspoon salt, and a dash of nutmeg. Give it a good mix with a whisk. Once everything is incorporated in your mixer, slowly add your dry ingredients until you have a clumpy dough. Knead it together and separate it into 2 balls. Squish them into flat discs and place them in the fridge for at least 1 hour to chill. Roll the dough out to a 1/4 inch thickness. Cut out 9 squares. I think these are about 2 inches by 2 inches, and bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 8 to 12 minutes. You want to just start browning on the bottom. Hey, you watching this video. You should subscribe to my channel for new videos every Tuesday at 12 p.m. EST. Thanks! Happy holidays! The cool and challenging thing about these cookies is that they need to be double-sided to match the tiles. However, each tile also has 2 layers of icing that need to dry before moving on. So it's probably a multiple-day process. Let's go for it. Let's start with blue, because that's my favorite color. Outline the cookie in a thick white royal icing, and this is what you're going to do for all of them. So each one you can assume is first outlined with thick royal icing. Use a thinned dark blue icing to flood the cookie. And for this one, there's 3 of them. Now you need to wait at least 2 hours for this to set or overnight. And once again, when you're going through all the layers, it usually takes royal icing at least 2 hours to set hard enough for you to continue decorating. Once the flooding has all dried, you're ready for your top coat. Find a smaller square that can be used for all the cookies to be the center area of your cookie. Use the square to outline the center section. The main focus of this square is the ships and the waves around the border. Outline the ship first, since you can use a thinner tip to get the details. Once all the details and the waves have been drawn on, use a thicker tip to fill in the ship and the border of the cookies. Once that's dried, you can add some fun details using a black edible marker. For all the cookies, you'll start to see a pattern. For the moon tile, it's outlined and flooded with an almost black thin royal icing. Once dried, you're ready for the details. Draw the square, and the focus of this cookie is the moon. There is only one of these tiles in the game, so cards that have it in a specific spot can give you more points than some other cards. You can add some white highlights to this. Fill in the moon with the thickened royal icing along with the border. The icing is intentionally thick because the shifting stone tiles are raised for all the details. On to orange! Blub blub. This cookie features a very happy sea and land picture with a fish sticking its head up, a bird, and some plants. Start with a dark orange thin royal icing as the base. Use a lighter orange to add the details, especially the cool sun too. It feels weird to try and not flood the border, but the thick royal icing helps the details pop. I love the feel of the shifting stone tiles. I like that you can rub your finger over it and feel all the details. So that's what I tried to recreate with the thick icing on top. Use a brown edible marker to add the details and give your fish a nice happy face. The grayish white cookie is flooded with a dark gray royal icing. Then use a thick royal icing, that's white in this case, to add a diamond in the center of your square with 3 small diamonds and fun swirly details. I love the satisfaction of this game. It's so fun when you figure out the puzzle to get your high point card, or when it's your turn and the stones are magically set up how you want them. Back to cookies. Once your details are added, fill in the outside border with white, and you can use a black edible marker to add shadows to all the diamonds once it's dry. Purple time! Did you forget that these are double-sided? Well, they are. Now we get to go to the back of all the cookies we decorated. So make sure everything is dry, which if you already add the details with your edible marker, you'll need to be, before working on the back artwork. This cookie has a dark purple royal icing with a lighter purple details. It has a cute horse with a lot of tree-like blobs and clouds. Outline the horse and trees, then fill in almost all the cookie with a thicker icing tip. You can use a dark purple edible markers to add the details to this one once the second layer is dried. Coming to the home stretch, we've reached green, which unfortunately for me posed a problem. I used the wrong color to flood the cookie, which made it unable to be play tasted. I know, it's sad. But if we play tasted, it'd probably horribly break the game. Green should be a gray, and blue should be a purple, but unfortunately this got messed up. Forgive me, and please still enjoy all the time that went into these cookies. Once your cookies are flooded with a dark green royal icing, use your square to add the border, draw the outline of your Cthulhu-like creature, and some happy flowers. Fill in the monster and your border with the thick icing. And once that's dried, you can add your Cthulhu details. And voila! Time for red, which is my son's favorite color. Everything must be red. Like this cookie, with a dark red flooded base and thick red royal icing details. The star of this cookie is a bird eating a fish with an artsy sun and flowers to keep it company. For the bird and the fish, you can focus on the outline and fill it in instead of trying to get it in all the details. Once everything is outlined and filled in around the border and the fish, use an edible marker to add in the details of the fish and the bird that you may have missed when you were filling in originally, and the black helps it pop a lot more than trying to use a red edible marker. Last one, the sun! Here comes the sun! The background is flooded with a mustardy yellow cookie. Start with the square-like shape that's in the middle of the cookie, so this way you can make sure your sun is centered. You need to fill in the circle, and then leave the space around it with spikes blank. Add some fun flowers to the outside, and any additional details that you want to the dried cookie. Woohoo! You've completed your double-sided cookies! Thanks for watching another episode of Board Game Bakes. I hope you enjoy all the work that went into making the double-sided cookies. Unfortunately, as I said, we can't play taste it with my mistake, but life happens. Move on, and next time we can do a play tasting video, we definitely will. Now it's time for the best part, cookies. It's pretty amazing that after 2 layers of icing, you still have that strong pumpkin spice flavor going through. It has a little crunch because it has icing on both sides, but the inside's pretty soft. So I definitely recommend, even if you don't want to decorate the cookies, try the cookie recipe. It's pretty tasty, especially this time of year. What's your favorite fall flavor? Let me know in the comments below. Keep playing games and keep them sweet. Bye!